may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
And you're a Cree, a race of noble warriors?
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right?
Hey! You're Rick Dalton. Don't you forget it.
I'm gonna cut your heart out with a spoon!
Maybe I should have tried to be more ordinary.
You were never ordinary.
Here's Johnny!
But what is going on with you?
I've no idea. I've been feeling weirdy all day.
Okay.
Can you come with me? Now?
The dead walk the earth. And that's when they start to come. Hell, they ain't coming for me. I'm already dead.
There's this boy I sent to the electric chair at Huntsville a while back. My arrest and my testimony. He killed a 14-year-old girl. Paper said it was a crime of passion, but he told me there wasn't any passion to it.
You'll get by if you smile. Through your fear and sorrow, smile. And maybe tomorrow you'll see.
Can you come with me?
All right.
And the winner is Finn Bevan.
Hello, everyone. So this is for, again, continuing the second year of the Extended Diploma BTEC students. We'd been learning about making video games, designing them, what goes into sort of creating levels, characters, concepts, etc. Obviously, lockdown came, and so all the hard work that they'd done learning to use the pretty complex software kind of almost went awry, unfortunately. So rather than getting to make a full-on playable video game, what I decided to do, the best way would be to assess their concepts. So it got them thinking about the genre, got them thinking about the character design, the level design, getting them thinking about the scripting that would be involved, but ultimately also, almost most importantly, making sure it was suitable for a particular target audience as well. And I gave them free rein just to see what they could come up with, and there were some genuinely fantastic ideas, as you were about to see. So enjoy. And the winner is, I have already opened this, but now I've just made my life hard, Michael Webb. Okay, right. As you saw, this is the award. I will get my words out in a second. Whew, I'm really warm. The award for the best website by, again, the BTEC media students.
The brief that the students were given, they were to create an urban streetwear website that promoted a fictional clothing store called Hampshire Streetwear & Co. The students were required to make all the assets themselves, so they made the videos, the photos, they wrote the text, they designed everything from scratch. So there were some pretty impressive outcomes. Correct me if I'm wrong, we did some of this in lockdown? Yeah, it was all merged together. All right, here they are.
receive bigger envelopes. And the winner is Lumint.
This brief was the same as the previous brief, so to take photographs for an urban streetwear brand. The second year BTEC students actually took these in their first year, then they used these images to then develop their website. So you might see a kind of a link between the two. And the nominees are... And the winner...
Just pass it straight to me.
Okay.
Yeah, see? Okay.
For extra suspense.
There you go.
And the winner is Freddie Smith.
Sorry, let me adjust it for the short people. That's essentially the end of kind of the BTEC segment of the evening. We're going to transition over to all of our media and film A-level students at this point. I would like to point out that, Bianca, I'm very sorry I did make you do a lot of these because slight interval. Obviously, most of you guys are aware that Bianca's leaving us, so we thought it would be a nice way for her to make her final impact, and I potentially bought those as extra difficult envelopes. I even searched that out on Amazon to Brittany. Just before we start, I obviously just want to say a massive thank you to all of my A-level students that have shown up tonight, and I really hope that this is somewhat of a testament to the amazing work that you guys have done. We're going to start with media studies first. So our first category is for best documentary. The exam board were slightly lenient when COVID came, but I wouldn't say generous with what they allowed in terms of changes to our NEA, our non-examined assessment. What they did allow is for students to complete and hand in essentially an assignment that wasn't fully finished. What I was most incredibly proud of at the time is that actually almost no student at all said that they wanted to hand in an incomplete project. And when I asked them to kind of put it into a form and let me know whether they thought that their project wouldn't come to fruition, out of over 100 students, we only had 1 or 2, and that wasn't through laziness at all. It was purely through the logistics of the lockdown. And so this work, despite the fact that they were able to essentially put the brakes on and do less work because COVID permitting, they didn't. And I'm incredibly proud of them. So I hope they enjoy their moment to shine. So best documentary, something we've never ever done before, and my word, they were amazing, and we'll certainly be doing this as a brief again. So without further ado, the nominees for best documentary are...
Well, my friends were playing the game. I saw them playing and I just thought it looked really interesting. I started putting some hours in and I just fell in love with the game, really. It just felt for me.
More than ever before, the pressure is on for the perfect look on social media. As a consequence, there has been an increase in image manipulation within the online world. My name is Anna Heath and I'm going to find out the ins and outs of why people edit their photos to post on.
And the winner is a very deserved, very hardworking Anna Heath.
More than ever before, the pressure is on for the perfect look on social media. As a consequence, there has been an increase in image manipulation within the online world. My name is Anna Heath and I'm going to find out the ins and outs of why people edit their photos to post online. I'm on my way to meet a girl who has struggled with the online expectation of looking perfect.
Tell me, how did you start off in the editing world and editing your photos to post online?
I started editing my pictures during secondary school because I just felt I looked too skinny.
People would always call me anorexic and unhealthy.
How do you change what you look like for the better of other people?
I mainly change my shape because that's what I'm more conscious about. And airbrush my face if I have a bad skin day kind of thing.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to the people who are watching, who maybe look up to people who airbrush their photos, who have the perfect body? What advice would you give them who are looking at you as a role model?
I would say just don't start comparing, because that's when you get into the loop of editing and it's so hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
So I would just advise them not to start editing at all.
There are so many young people like Mia who say that the main reason for editing their photos is because of other people. And as we've heard, people's comments and negativity can really affect the way we choose to portray ourselves online. To find out more, I interviewed some girls who were willing to share their opinion on image manipulation and the way they view the editing world.
Almost 12 hours of a day. Probably 6 to 8 hours. About 2 hours a day.
Yeah, some pictures I airbrush my skin because I'm a bit self-conscious about it.
Not really. When I post stuff on Instagram, I do. So I edit it so it makes up the feed on my Instagram. Maybe because I don't feel comfortable in my own skin.
I compare myself to other people on Instagram whose skin is perfect, so I feel like mine should be too.
I get more likes and more comments. I don't know, I'm not really happy with the way I look. Just to make my Instagram look nice, I guess.
If you've been affected by tonight's programme, please email in to socialmedia versus reallife@bp.co.uk for help and support.
Big shout out to your mum for that voiceover at the end. Anna's promised that when she becomes the next Stacey Dooley, she's going to employ me as some form of assistant. So we should have got a written contract to that. Best website design is up next. Same cohort of students, so it's my A-level media studies students again. With their NEA brief, they get to choose whether they go down an avenue for audiovisual or print. So you'll see some people made documentaries and some made music videos, others chose magazines. But they all had to create a website that went alongside that product. So the website is there to market and to promote the product which they were making. So the website had to engage their target audience of 16 to 25-year-old culturally sophisticated young adults. So a lot of this is about the techniques that they're using through online media in order to hook in, engage, and then try and keep their audience wanting more from their brand. So let's have a look at the websites. The winner, somebody who is probably very shy, always polite and extremely hardworking, and will probably hate every moment of this, is Mr. Ben Todman. As awkward as it was earlier when it was the Bianca show. This time I've not left the stage. She went down. So my A-level media magazine students are up next. When it comes to the NEA brief in media studies, this is the one which most students will lean towards. And it's not because they purchase physical copies of magazines. Actually, it's a form of media that many young people don't engage with on that frequent a basis. Often it's kind of secondary sourced through parents and friends and so on. But actually, print media is very far from dead. What we're actually looking at in the future is just the way in which it adapts and changes to its online audiences. And so the media cohort naturally lean themselves more towards print media than perhaps our film studies students were. And it's always an incredibly strong area of coursework. But because so many people do it, it does get quite competitive. So this is just a select few of some of those very, very best. So the nominees for Best Magazine are as follows. I hope you'd agree in saying that you'd probably be quite happy with any of those to win. But there can only be one. And the one for this evening, and this evening only, is Ellie Rickson. From me, I promise. So the final choice of brief for those media A-level students was a music video. So the music videos are kind of a contentious issue in that many students think it's the brief they want to do. And it's the one that they immediately jump to because, of course, it sounds exciting, engaging, it's media content that they're aware of, and it's montage, so you can just cut anything together and claim it's a music video at the end of the day. But actually, students find very quickly that this is an incredibly difficult medium to create and to do well. And so the following students are a real testament to their willingness to keep going, even when I guarantee you every single one of them wanted to close their laptop or kind of storm out of the classroom mid-edit. So all of these students should be incredibly proud of what they've created in such difficult circumstances. So the final award from myself for my media students this evening is for Best Music Video. The nominees are...
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time.
Look, black is beautiful, black is excellent. Black is pain, black is joy, black is evident. It's working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, cause you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Black is so much deeper than...
Oh, Mrs. Potato Head, tell me, is it true that pain is beauty? Does a new face come with a warranty? Will a pretty face make it better? Oh, Mr. Potato Head, tell me.
I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world.
It's the best thing that George and Alex have ever done. It's very different from their personality in film studies, would you believe it? Okay, so bad news. Here's the story. So our winner this evening actually can't be here. So our winner this evening is Tom Watson. I think if we're lucky, he's watching at home. So if you are, hello, Tom. I think you're somewhere out there in the ether. Tom was due to be here today. Oh, wow, I feel like when Margot Robbie accepted on Brad Pitt's behalf at the BAFTAs. It's not going to be as good of a speech. So Tom was going to be here today. He does know that he's won. I have let him know in advance of the ceremony. He got one of those very pesky but very needed pings through on his mobile phone today from contact tracing saying that he was advised to self-isolate for the next 9 days. And so he let me know immediately this morning. And so he, although, you know, as a student that is long gone and has not been here for probably what feels like several months, was still as diligent as always in his communication and letting us know. And Tom, if you are out there somewhere, then I'm very proud of you, and you should be very, very proud of yourself for this music video and all of the hard work that you've put in over the last 2 years. So I'm hoping that we can watch it weirdly whilst you're not here and celebrate your successes. I will take the certificate and the Oscar and probably not mail it to you. So Tom, if you are out there, please come and, in a COVID secure manner, collect it from us at college at some point. Thank you.
You're a slob. I made all the beds, clothes on the cabinets, I took care of you like an infant.
Makes me want to peel my skin off.
You'll never be happy.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die today. I just wanna die. I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive. I just wanna die. Now let me tell you why. All this other shit I'm talking about, they think they know it. I've been praying for somebody to save me. No one's heroic in my life, don't even matter. I know it, I know it, I know I'm hurting deep down, but can't show it. I never had a place to call my own. I never had a home. Ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you been, where you at, what's on your mind? They say every life precious, but nobody care about mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind.
Life is hard sometimes, but it's worth fighting. It's worth believing. It's worth giving yourself a chance.
I want you to be alive. You don't gotta die today. You don't gotta die. I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive. You don't gotta die. Now let me tell you why.
It's the very first breath when your head's been drowning underwater. And it's the lightness in the air when you're there chest to chest with the lover. It's holding on though the road's long and seeing light in the darkest things. And when you stare at your reflection, finding out when who it is, I know that you'll thank God you.
I know where you've been, where you are, where you're going. I know you're the reason I believe in life. What's the day without a little night? I'm just trying to set a little light. It can be hard, it can be so hard, but you gotta live right now. You got everything to give right now. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I finally wanna be alive. I finally wanna be alive. I don't wanna die today. I don't wanna die.
Hello everybody, it's so lovely to see so many of you here today and lots of you online as well. So I'm here to present the awards for Film Studies A-Level. This particular cohort had lots of different challenges to overcome, including COVID. There was also a change to teaching staff. Shout out to Richard, who should be online on the watch party. So, woo, Richard! So we had a similar experience with our exam board. They made some alterations to what students could do, but still expected a high standard of work. And thankfully, our students took up that challenge and have completed some incredible pieces. And our first category is for Best Short Film, and the nominees are...
My dad's a big reptile man. We always had these in our house.
Hi. Yeah, I know what that is. No, I don't want to get dragged into anything else. Just message me later. Yeah.
Are you sure you don't mind playing football with me?
Nah, it's exercise at the end of the day, I'm not bothered.
Oh, cool. Should we head out then?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, cool. Are you okay using the goal out there? Because I CBA to walk all the way to the ball.
Okay, I cheated. I took it out of the envelope in advance. Okay, and so the winner for Best Short Film is Charlie Purgasy.
Hi. Yeah, I know what that is. No, I don't want to get dragged into anything else. Just message me later. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
It's always so lovely to see your work up on the big screen rather than on your mobile phone, and it's this big and we can't see it, so it's fantastic to see the work up there. So our next category is for Best Screenplay. Lots of students had originally intended to film, and of course, due to the situation last year, had to move over to screenplays, and there was a lot of concern and worry. Screenplays can be incredibly complex, as many of you out there will know. So these students have really done an incredible job changing their ideas and adapting and being resilient throughout a year that has knocked everybody for six. So the nominees for Best Screenplay are
Outed by Maya Nix. Interior, Harry's bedroom. Evening. Around 10 o'clock at night, the bedroom is dark, but with a bright pink-coloured LED light above his double bed. Above the bed, there are music posters for artists like Arctic Monkeys, Oasis, etc. Inheritance by Joe Sartin. Interior, old antique music shop. Dusk. Opening black screen with a clock ticking quietly. Cut to static shots around an old, dimly lit curiosities shop. Heroes by Tom Coleman. Interior, Charlie's bedroom. Night. It is 2 o'clock at night. A young boy, Charlie, lays in his darkened room. SFX. The faint patter of raindrops from outside interrupts the deafening silence. Phantom by Evie Davies. Birds flock from the treetops as the exhaust pipe on the taxi backfires. It meanders around the maze of potholes and cracked concrete before it pulls up outside an old Victorian town house.
So the winner for Best Screenplay is Maya Nix.
Outed by Maya Nix. Interior, Harry's bedroom. Evening. Around 10 o'clock at night, the bedroom is dark, but with a bright pink-coloured LED light above his double bed. Above the bed, there are music posters for artists like Arctic Monkeys, Oasis, etc., and a Man United football scarf hanging over them. Harry is sat on his bed. He's wearing an all-black Nike tracksuit. SFX. Diegetic sound of football on TV. He's watching a football game, which can be heard in the background, on his small TV directly across his bed. He's lazily spread on his bed, seeming unbothered by the game. SFX, phone buzzes. It's a text from his mate, who's excited about the game. The text messages are displayed on screen digitally in post-production. The message reads, Matty, did you just see that 6 score from Lingard? Harry replies with an overexcited message just to prove to Matty how excited he is, when in reality we see he's not. Harry, yeah, it was crazy, honestly so hyped. Whilst typing the message, Harry has a blank expression on his face which can be seen in his phone reflection. He then swipes off the text and goes to his Vogue app, which is hidden in a folder. He looks intently at the Met Gala outfits. While still looking at his phone, he picks up the remote and changes the channel midway through the game. Close-up of Harry's face. We know he switched it over, as the TV light is reflected off his face, switching from green to white. TV presenter, in the background talking about someone's outfit. SFX, TV gets increasingly louder. Mum, off-screen. Dinner's ready? Harry sighs and switches off the TV, leaving him in darkness. Cut 2. Interior, dining room, evening. Harry is sat by himself at a 2-person dining table. The room is small and cosy, with artwork and family photos of Harry and his mum on the walls. It's dark outside, so lighting is coming from the ceiling. He stares blankly into space, waiting for his food. SFX. Radio on in the background. Harry's mum enters and places down his food, and sits opposite him. She's wearing a formal shirt and skirt to indicate she's just come home from work. Mum. Sorry I'm late, love. Harry looks up at his mum and back down again and continues eating. He is slowly picking at his food compared to his mum, who is eating at a fast pace. Mum, playfully. So how's college? Seen any nice girls around? Harry looks away, avoiding eye contact with his mum. Harry, hastily and uninterested. Yeah, there's a few. Harry's mum raises her eyebrows and smiles.
So our final Film Studies Award for the evening is for the Best Storyboard. Again, students had to prove their resilience, having to go from photographic storyboards to them being allowed to illustrate. Many parents have starred in many storyboards, so thank you ever so much for playing 17-year-olds. You did a fabulous job. So the nominees for Best Film Storyboard are... So, the winner for the Best Film Storyboard, I don't need to open it because our winner has had to join us remotely, so hello to Grace Durden.
It's us again. Right, so this is the last award of the evening. This is the Significant Achievement Award. This goes to a student who has produced a portfolio of incredible work over the year. It's 2 years, it's multiple, sorry. As well as been diligent within class. Their attendance was incredibly high. They were always interested, asking questions. And so ultimately an overall fantastic student. Do you want to take over or do you want me to carry on?
You can carry on.
Right, okay. So, actually, Pete, is there a reel of names of nominations?
Couldn't decide between these two students, which you've obviously just seen up here. So can we ask Hayley McBride and Eddie Hollywood, Hollywood, it can be Eddie Hollywood, Eddie Hollywood I said it again, Holloway Stanley to come up. Thank you guys have done really, really well. There is only one Oscar, so we are suggesting that maybe you might want to share the Oscar. So one can take it home for 6 back here, and then or send it in half. Or you can try and cut it in half. Yeah, try it. You can go.
Hey, this is Rob. Okay.
Well done.
So just before we get James to come up here and do his thing, and it's a really good thing as well, we just well, I suppose all of us in the team, we wanted to say a really big, amazing thank you to our wonderful Bianca. Bianca is leaving us, and we are really, really sad. I'm super sad to see you go. And Bianca has just been amazing over these last couple of years that she's been here, and the amount of energy she's put into our students, the staff, the college, into every single little thing. I mean, she's even got me wearing glitter today. I mean, you know, I'm hardly the most glittery person, but, you know, because of you, I love glitter now, so thank you. So Bianca, please come up. We have little flowers, a really nice bottle of Kylie Minogue wine. This is for you, so please say thank you. Tiny little speech.
As my students will know, I'm a very emotional teacher, so if tears come, I did warn you. Thank you so much for having me at QMC. I'm so grateful, and I'm really overwhelmed. My students have been fabulous. I've received incredible support from my direct department. This is so embarrassing. And also from CMT. Thank you for letting me be my true sparkly self and just embracing me for that. And I'm going to sit down. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. So, those of you who don't know who I am, and that's fine, it's probably because you've not been in trouble. My name is James, and I have the absolute joy and privilege of being able to walk around the department from time to time, more often not having to kind of fly in and out of classrooms because I've forgotten something, and thankfully my staff are far more organised than I am. But what it does enable me to do is to walk around the department, and our department is awesome. Because you are awesome. Your work is anywhere and everywhere. It is astounding, and you should be rightly pleased with what you've done. You have created, you have used your imagination, and you've done it during about 36 national lockdowns. That is impressive stuff. But this is merely the start, I hope, for all of you. You can tick off a sixth form education as done. Many, many people nationally don't have that privilege. They can't say that for whatever reason. But you guys stayed the course in the most unbelievable of trying times. So whatever else you go on to do, whatever wonderful things you will clearly create, please stay in touch. We are incredibly proud of what you've already done. We no doubt think you are going to do even better things. So if nothing else, before we go, a quick clap to all of your hard work. Also, just ever so quickly, a few things from me as well. A huge thank you to all of my staff, including those that haven't been able to make it today, including our wonderful LSAs of Kelly, Marianne, and Becca. I believe some of them are watching right now. Huge thank you to the equally wonderful technician, Pete. Round of applause, Pete. And of course, all of the staff who have made this evening as wonderful as it has been. Just a couple of things before you go. There are some wonderful goodie bags that you're welcome to kind of help yourself out as you head out. And the other thing that we would also like you to do is to, in a COVID-friendly manner, please try and get as many photos as possible with us if that's okay and not too creepy. We would like to be able to stay in touch and have these memories with us. We'd like you to be able to share it on Instagram, of course. And one final thing, please thank your teachers. That means just as much as anything else. And obviously, have a wonderful rest of evening. I have to dismiss you now because of COVID. And this is where it gets weird. I have to dismiss you by rows. But please, lurk outside. Please thank anyone and everyone. Please continue your celebrations into the rest of the evening. And as I said earlier, please stay in touch. Thank you all for a wonderful evening.